Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Elise, and this is 10 to Life, where we talk all things true crime. So if you're checking out the channel for the first time, welcome. I hope you appreciate today's case coverage and support the channel by hitting subscribe, which is totally a free thing to do. And for all of my returning 10 to Lifers, welcome back. As always, so happy to have you here with me today. We're talking about a case today, guys. It is just crazy. It's very reminiscent of Taylor Parker and Reagan Hancock, which if you watched my video a few weeks ago on that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I will link it here and you can watch it at the end of this video. I also will put it in the description box, but it is really scary and really confusing as to what the truth is, because there are still a lot of red flags, in my opinion, in this case and things that are not adding up. So guys, let's get right into it.
10 to Life with Elise starts right now.
We are taking a quick break in today's case to have a word from our sponsor. All right, guys, you know I always keep it 100 with you, and there is no exception to the rule, so I'm here to just spit facts at you. Look, when we talk about deodorant, we always think underarms. But that is not always where we sweat the most. I know for me it's not. And I'm just going to get candid, guys. I'm just going to tell you the truth. We're going to have like an open circle of trust kind of conversation here. I sweat in a lot of different places. TMI, but it is the truth. And I hit the mother load of all mother loads. Lumi is different. It can be used anywhere externally on your body, and it actually prevents external body odor from happening in the first place. Now I'm going to break it down for you. So Lumi, let me just show you here, guys. Lumi deodorant is a doctor-developed, whole-body, aluminum-free deodorant. It's for pits, for private spots, and beyond. So if you're somebody who gets, the lower back sweat, or maybe when you're walking, your thighs are rubbing together and it's getting a little sticky and a little sweaty, this is for you. Lumi stops odor before it starts by stopping the odor-causing reaction from happening on our skin in the first place. So it works almost like a preodorant instead of a deodorant. You see what I did there? But honestly, it's clinically proven to block body odor for up to 72 hours. It literally obliterates all body odor and the stress that comes along with having it, and like the paranoia when you're like, pit check, like don't even worry about that anymore. You can have more odor-free confidence between your showers. And what I love is always feeling fresh no matter what happens. And for all my girls and guys out there who are maybe still going to the bar, still dating, still like meeting somebody and like, maybe wanting to go home with them, that's okay, because now you will have more naked confidence with Lumi. Look, they even have wipes that you can put in your bag to freshen up on the go, if you get what I'm saying. They also have a wide range of scents, so there is something for everybody. Lumi's starter pack bundle is a great deal for new customers with incredible savings. It comes with a full-size Boom deodorant stick, a cream deodorant tube, and 2 free products, plus free US shipping. And for all my followers, Lumi is giving you a total discount of almost 40% off when you order at lumi.deals/10tolife and enter code 10tolife at checkout. Now guys, like I said, I sweat in some pretty weird places. One of the places I actually sweat a lot, as weird as this is like right here in my arm fold. I don't know why. It's like, that is my little like sweaty pocket. So the fact that you could either, take the stick and like, or like use the cream and, put it on, but literally you can put it anywhere. So again, if you have like back sweat, thigh sweat, inner pelvic sweat, whatever you got going on, Lumi has got your back, or your front, or your side, or your underarms, or whatever. And guys, honestly, I think that this is my favorite. It's wipes to go, so you can like freshen up on the go. No water wipes, no baby wipes, Lumi wipes, my friend. So check it out, use my code 10tolife, go to that link in the description, and hook yourself up. Thank you, Lumi, for keeping my entire body fresh and not stinky, so that my husband still wants to be around me, and my babies don't like go like this to me. They should be the only smelly ones with their dirty diapers. That's my opinion. All right. Thank you, Lumi, for sponsoring today's video. And thank you to all of you viewers for understanding that sponsors are essential to the channel if we want to grow to a place where I can deliver you more true crime all the time. Now let's jump back into today's case. Ashley Bush, soon to be Boone, is a 33-year-old woman who lives in Benton County, Arkansas, with her fiance, Josh Willis. She is 31 weeks pregnant with a little girl that the couple plans to name Valkyrie Grace. She is also already the mother of 3 children. 2 of the children are from her previous marriage to a man named Chris Bush, and the youngest child she shares with Josh, her fiance. Ashley has reddish hair and blue eyes, is approximately 5'7", and weighs roughly around 210 pounds. According to Josh, she is also measuring around 33 weeks pregnant and is a high-risk pregnancy. Now, because this is Ashley's 4th child, Ashley was looking for an online job to stay home with her children and still make some extra income for her family. She was looking through job postings on some work-from-home mom groups on Facebook when she got in contact with a woman named Lucy Barrow. Lucy offered to help Ashley get this work-from-home job. They first met on Friday, October 28th at the Gravette Public Library for the first interview that Ashley would have. Lucy told Ashley she would need to come in for a second interview, and even offered to drive her to that job interview in Bentonville, Arkansas. Josh, the fiancé, said that Lucy seemed trustworthy and pretty nice, even had offered to give Ashley some baby clothes for the upcoming baby. How nice, right? A really nice person helping her get a job, giving her some baby gear. What could go wrong? So Lucy handed Ashley a bunch of paperwork and advised her that she would be contacted via email by Lucy's boss for the second interview. The exact details of what happened over the weekend are unknown. However, Ashley did have her second interview scheduled on Monday, October 31st. So Josh drove Ashley to a Handy Mart gas station in Maysville, where Lucy picked her up and then was taking her to the interview. Maysville is a small town right on the border between Oklahoma and Arkansas. After the job interview, Ashley texted Josh around 3 p.m., telling him that she was in Gravette and on her way to the Handy Mart so that he could pick her up and take her home. Josh arrived at the Handy Stop in Maysville to pick up Ashley. However, when Josh saw Lucy pull up in her vehicle with Ashley, he said that Lucy looked at him in the eye and then sped away, turning north onto Highway 43 and continuing in that direction. So Josh said that he hollered at her because her windows were cracked, and so he knows that she heard him yelling, and this Lucy lady looks directly over at him, looks back ahead at the windshield, and just drives off. Josh chased Lucy down the highway, but eventually lost her. So Josh said that he spent all Monday night calling and texting, but that there was no answer on the phone. The details of when he called the police are not yet known though, but at some point, Josh did alert the police of Ashley's disappearance. Now, going off of Benton County's Facebook post and Josh's Facebook post, they reported Ashley as missing on Tuesday, November 1st. Josh described Lucy as a white woman in her 40s with shoulder-length brown hair, driving an older model tan pickup truck. The news, of course, shocked the family and even employees at this Handy Stop where Ashley was last seen.
That's right, 33-year-old Ashley Bush was last seen with a woman who called herself Lucy. Lucy was supposed to take her to an interview in Bentonville, but when her fiancé went to pick her up at the Handy Stop in Maysville, Lucy took off with Bush. 33-year-old Ashley Bush is the mother of 3, soon to be 4. Now, investigators are looking into tips from the community.
Detectives has just been looking nonstop into all the leads that have came in. We've received several leads from the community, and we certainly appreciate that. Anything that anybody knows or has any information, please send to us.
Bush was last seen at the Handy Stop in Maysville. That's in rural Benton County, on the Oklahoma state line. News of Bush's disappearance was a shock to the employees working there. While they're a busy stop for travelers, they say this is a town where everyone knows everyone.
We have between 300+ people come through here every day, and it's a really busy spot. We have people that come up and they'll be meeting somebody else, but it's usually if they are selling something to somebody, or so it's just a good location for people to meet up. But tragically, it has turned into something bad.
Things got a bit eerier, though, on Wednesday, November 2nd, when Josh told a news source that he found Ashley's cell phone in a ditch on the side of a highway the day before, on Tuesday, November 1st. And Josh said it was completely unlike her to not have her phone. So was it thrown out the window, perhaps? Since Ashley's disappearance, Josh has posted a lot on his personal Facebook page and different missing persons groups to spread awareness about Ashley's strange disappearance. He found Lucy's Facebook profile and confirmed on several of these groups that this is who had contacted his fiancée. Again, the timeline is unclear here, but it seems like after he alerted police Ashley was missing, Josh then searched for Lucy on Facebook. Then Josh says he called the place where Ashley was interviewing to see if they could give him Lucy's phone number and an address, more information to find her. To Josh's surprise, that business had never even heard of Lucy. Nobody by that name currently works there, and the company is from New Jersey, and they do not hire their employees through Facebook.
The Benton County Sheriff's Office says detectives have been searching nonstop for Ashley since she was reported missing. They've now extended their search in the south-southern area of Missouri. It's less than 10 miles from where she was last seen to the Missouri border. Ashley Bush Boone was last seen at 3 p.m. on Monday. She was with a woman by the name of Lucy driving north in a truck as a passenger. Investigators say eyewitnesses saw her as a passenger in an older model tan pickup truck as it was driving away from the Handy Mart in Maysville. This driver named Lucy is described as a white woman in her 40s with shoulder-length brown hair. Investigators asked for people living in the area to check their video doorbells to see if they caught anything that may be helpful to them. They say time is of the essence in cases like this.
We have had some development in this case, so we are very hopeful. But again, we still want any information that anybody does have. If they've seen her, seen the vehicle, with the sensitivity of this case, we don't want certain information, obviously, to be shared. So that's why we're just asking everybody to just please keep sending us anything that you do have.
The Benton County Sheriff's Office says if you have any information on where Ashley is, to reach out and ask for Detective Matthews. Catherine Gilker, 5 News.
All right, thanks so much, Catherine. Now, 5 News spoke with Ashley's fiance who is pleading for answers. 5 News anchor Darren Bobb has this story.
All she keeps asking for is her mom.
Boone is the mother of 3, soon to be 4 children. She is now missing.
I kept telling her I didn't think she should go. Something wasn't right.
The Benton County Sheriff's Office says Boone met with a woman online who called herself Lucy.
With Ashley being pregnant, she's been having complications on this pregnancy, and the doctor took off for work.
Boone was hoping to land a new job working from home.
She started getting on her work from home mom groups to try to find help. Well, Lucy was on one of the mom groups and told her, I have a job for you.
Her fiancé Josh Willis told us he too had met Lucy during the first interview at a public library last Friday.
She just handed Ashley a bunch of paperwork and told her that they were going to email her and wait for the boss to contact her for another interview.
On Monday morning, Willis tells us he dropped his girlfriend off to go with Lucy to Bentonville for a second interview. When Willis came to pick up his girlfriend at the Handy Mart in Maysville around 3 o'clock, he saw Lucy driving an older-style tan pickup. He says she didn't stop, instead speeding off.
All I saw was her and the lady she rode with both passed me, and neither one of them stopped. The woman that she was riding with, the driver, looked right at me and kept going.
Willis says he tried catching up. The fiancé and his family quickly started searching.
All night long, calling her, texting her, everything, trying to get her to answer.
And looking into the company Lucy allegedly worked for.
Come to find out also today, the company that Ashley was supposed to work for doesn't even know the lady she was with. They are based out of New Jersey.
Interestingly, Lucy's Facebook account was created on October 20. She created a Facebook post as well saying that she was locked out of her old account and had to make a new one. Now, this new account does have a few posts, but only a little. One of the posts includes offering baby items to any moms. Also, Josh's brother even liked a couple of these posts. So was Lucy really a total stranger or someone that maybe somebody had known? It's unclear whether he liked them before or after Ashley went missing. Now, obviously, there is no way to know that, and he could have just liked it by accident when he was looking at the profile. I don't know. What do you guys think? So whenever somebody goes missing or has a mysterious death, police always look at romantic partners. We know that. This isn't new, and we know this all too well. So in discussion groups and comments online, about half of the people there are seriously doubting that Lucy even exists. And to be fair, it is a little weird. There's a brand new Facebook account, there's no pictures of this Lucy person, and although some news sites have reported that other witnesses saw Lucy and Ashley speed away on Monday, that is false. Josh was the witness. Surveillance footage capturing the vehicle, if any exists, has yet to be released or discussed by the police. We only have Lucy's description based on what Josh told the police. And even worse, Josh was also the person that found Ashley's phone in the ditch on the side of the highway.
According to Willis, they were able to ping her phone on Tuesday. It showed to be a half-mile away.
We located her phone. It had been thrown out of the vehicle she was in.
Now the family is looking for answers.
And to whoever's got her, just please let her go. We don't have much. All we've got is our family. That's all we've got. We just want her home.
As for what happened, Willis says he's holding out hope and says he's concerned for his girlfriend's well-being.
According to Josh, he found her phone there because he pinged it, so it wasn't completely random, although a little surprising that her phone would still be on, but also, why would the phone be only a half mile from the handy stop where they were supposed to meet and he saw them drive off? Because Josh was chasing them, remember? So did Josh not see the phone tossed out the window when they sped off? Or did Lucy later return and put the phone there, which wouldn't make any sense. On both Josh and Ashley's Facebook pages, they have posted quite a bit about needing money. Josh's Facebook post before Ashley's disappearance corroborated his story that she had an ultrasound appointment on Wednesday the 2nd, but he added a weird detail, saying that nobody may be able to get a hold of them because their phones would be shut off. Now, I'm assuming that maybe this meant because it was a past phone bill or like a past due phone bill or something like that, but what do you guys think? Now, don't worry, I wasn't going to forget the other detail here that Josh added into the last part of his interview.
I think, it's my opinion, I think she offered Ashley money for the baby, and Ashley turned her down.
But Willis continues to hope for the best for his girlfriend and unborn baby.
If you see her, please contact your local PD immediately to get her home safely for her kids to actually be able to hold her again.
Why would Josh say that maybe Lucy wanted the baby? Because we know that there have been cases of women taking or attempting to take another woman's unborn child and meeting up on Craigslist. So the idea isn't completely out of left field. So did Ashley's posts in these Facebook mom groups make her a target? The groups that Ashley posted on are Northwest Arkansas Free Giveaway or Pay It Forward and Moms Helping Moms Northwest Arkansas. In the post Lucy replied to, Ashley wrote, "I'm currently off work at 30 weeks pregnant due to gestational hypertension. My fiance is going through a series of back surgery, so he is unable to work as well. I'm looking for work from home that can be done from a mobile phone. We do not have Wi-Fi at the home, tablet, or computer, or side jobs that can be completed in less than a few hours. We have 3 other kids to take care of and have been struggling since his first back surgery." So Lucy's comment on this post said, "I sent a PM," which means private message. So we don't know exactly what was said during that private message, but in a different group, Ashley had posted, "I have entered my 3rd trimester, but I'm needing everything for my little girl. The doctor has put me off work trying to keep the little escape artist in a little longer. I go back to the doctor on Tuesday to see if labor has progressed or if I'm still dilated to only a 2. I'm starting to have issues with my blood pressure and afraid I'm not going to be able to work anymore. We had an infant car seat, pack and play, and bouncer in storage. I went yesterday and the infant car seat expires at the end of the month and there are holes in the pack and play and bouncer. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared to death that this baby is going to come way too early. We have to start from square one. We also have a registry on Walmart under Josh Willis or Ashley Bush." Now, while this isn't the post that Lucy replied to, if Lucy was actively searching for a desperate mom or soon mom-to-be to lure, it's not out of the question that Lucy would have also come across this post. Now, in a very weird twist, another soon-to-be mom posted something similar to Ashley's post, and Lucy replied. The woman was looking for baby clothes, which Lucy said that she had. She indicated that she was in Bella Vista, Arkansas, but also offered to meet this woman and sent her a private message. Was Lucy targeting pregnant women after all this entire time? These posts certainly make that seem fairly plausible. And if Lucy planned on kidnapping Ashley and taking Ashley's baby, why wait all the way until Monday? Why even drive back to that Handy Mart at all? Why take that risk? If there wasn't a job at all, if that was just a ruse, what was going on all day on Monday before they returned to the Handy Mart? We know that Ashley had texted him saying that she was returning and on her way back. Was that really Ashley who texted? He said he saw her in the car, but nothing must have alarmed her before that. Otherwise, she surely would have said so in the text message. And if she was kidnapped, what was Ashley doing while Lucy drove past and Josh sped off? Was she scared or did she look surprised? Maybe Josh has given these details to police, but we don't have any information on that. And although Lucy's Facebook activity is slightly incriminating, to say the least, I can't get over how weird it is that Josh came to the conclusion that Lucy offered to pay Ashley money for the baby and that she refused. Another thing, though, with Lucy's Facebook is one of her very first posts on this new account was also something to me that indicates she's trying to lure pregnant women in, saying that she has clothes to give away, almost as though she's trying to throw the bait and see who will bite. Josh spoke to the media again on Wednesday, wanting to clarify the suspicious circumstances surrounding Ashley's disappearance.
I'm here in Maysville. This convenience store is the last place her fiance saw her before a truck she was riding in drove down Highway 43 on Monday afternoon. We spoke with him again this afternoon, and he is still pleading for her safe return.
I just want everybody to know out there, I am not a suspect. I loved Ashley with everything I had. I would never do anything to harm her at all whatsoever. I'm not that type of guy. I just want her back.
Ashley Bush's fiance, Josh Willis, says the last time he saw his fiance, she was in the passenger seat of a truck with a woman they knew as Lucy. She was supposed to stop at the Handy Stop to drop Ashley off after a job interview. Instead, she looked at him as she turned on Highway 43 and then drove north so fast Willis could not catch up with her.
I cannot believe that they offered to help us all out and then they took off with her.
The woman told Ashley she had a work-from-home job for her to interview for. Monday was the second interview in Bentonville. Her family called the company and found out things didn't match up and they didn't know a Lucy. Willis found Ashley's cell phone in a ditch off Highway 43 Tuesday, which concerns him even more because she always had her phone to be able to contact her family.
I wish they would just either turn themselves in or bring Ashley back home to us to where we know they're all safe and that her and the baby aren't harmed.
Willis says Ashley had a very important ultrasound appointment today that she's missed. He says they plan to name their baby girl Valkyrie Grace.
With Ashley having so much complications with that baby right now, she could literally pop at any time. She's 32 weeks, but measuring at 34 because the baby's so big. So I'm honestly just wanting them both home, safe with all of us, so we all can be a happy family again.
But something else that really struck me as odd in this interview was when he's talking about Lucy. He says, they offered to help us out. They took off. Who is they?
I cannot believe that they offered to help us all out and then they took off with her.
Is he referring to Lucy as they, or is there multiple people here? He also had mentioned the idea of perhaps Lucy wanting to buy the baby and Ashley saying no, which seems like such an outlandish conclusion to come to. However, could that paperwork have been an agreement that maybe they did make? Maybe it was going to be a private adoption or something like that. I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to make sense of it. But for him to say, like, they offered to help us out, could it be to, adopt, whatever, then they took off with her. When you say they, it generally implies plural. But he was saying just Lucy. So there's just something weird with the way that interview went. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, surely between the library and the Handy Mart, there has to be some footage of Lucy and Ashley somewhere. In cases like these, we know that time is of the absolute essence, and the longer a victim is missing, the less and less likely chances are that there will be a happy ending. So what is really going on here? Where is a bolo with an exact vehicle description and a license plate number? Or is this just the most brazen kidnapping of all time? Having been in public areas with cameras twice, with the victim and with Ashley, and in front of a family member, how was nothing caught on footage? And also, why did Josh first describe Lucy as appearing trustworthy and nice, and then later said that he thought Ashley shouldn't have gone with her at all, and that he had a weird feeling? In the meantime, Josh has been publicly pleading for his fiance's safe return. Some of Josh's friends have come to his defense online as well to combat any discussion that he could be involved in this in any way. The latest development that came out Wednesday night was that the search for Ashley has expanded to southern Missouri. What are the ties and connections to Missouri? Was this Lucy person real, and did she have ties to Missouri? Did they catch them on traffic cameras? What's the connection?
While details on those are limited, Ashley is still missing. They tell us, though, they are searching for Bush in Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, with a focus in southwest Missouri.
We've got a lot of people that are really concerned about her. I mean, this is a 33-year-old woman who's 31 weeks pregnant, and that raises a lot of concern for a lot of people.
Concern for everyone in the community, making Handy Stop employee Angela Jordan now concerned about Facebook scams.
If it was my daughter or my sister, you know, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I would just probably be losing it because I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine what the family's going through, but they're all in our prayers and we're just hoping for the best.
So as everybody is trying to figure out what is going on in this case and make sense of everything and figure out who's responsible, what happened, what's the truth here, a major break happens in the case on Thursday, November 3rd. And it's revealed that a married couple, Amber and Jamie Waterman, are arrested in Missouri and they were charged with kidnapping. Now, as you can see here, this Amber Waterman person looks very similar to the description that Josh gave police about Lucy. Now, there are a lot of conflicting reports right now because information is just pouring in. But apparently, authorities responded to a call about a non-responsive newborn baby. EMS arrived and tried to revive the baby, but unfortunately was unable to do so, and the baby was pronounced dead. However, the woman with the baby was allegedly Amber Waterman, and she was claiming that the baby was hers. So on Thursday, after this arrest is made, but without any ties publicly yet to the situation that is actually happening with Ashley, a press conference was held for an update in Ashley's case, and this is where they revealed the connection. Now, I'm going to play the press conference for you here, which gives more of the details, but after that, we're going to come back to this, because there are still a lot of red flags, in my opinion, in this case, and things that are not adding up.
All right, breaking news right now. Benton County Sheriff Sean Holloway taking the podium at the sheriff's office right now to talk about the missing Benton County woman, Ashley Bush.
Report something over my career. This is one of the most horrific cases that I have been personally involved with. This is still an active case. I'll put that out first. That we will be limited to what details that we can give because this is a fluid working case at this moment. The Sheriff's Office on October 31st started working a case of a missing person, Ashley Bush. Some sad news to report that we have found Ashley Bush, who was murdered, in our opinion. We also have found her baby, Valkyrie Grace Willis, who's deceased as well, was found in a separate location. Won't be able to get into details of that. We do have 2 people in custody. This has been a joint case that we've been working with the FBI, Benton County Sheriff's Office, and McDonald County, Missouri Sheriff's Office. The 2 people they have in custody right now are Amber Waterman and Jamie Waterman of Jane, Missouri, who are currently being held on kidnapping first-degree charges. We expect further additional charges to come, and I'll let Nathan Smith speak on where we're going with all that.
Well, obviously, our hearts and prayers go out to Ashley's family, and it's a terrible thing. We have been in touch with multiple jurisdictions. It's clear in this case that there are multiple venues, if you will, that would have jurisdiction for the prosecution of this case. I've spoken to our U.S. attorney and going to have conversations going forward with our federal partners to determine which venue is proper to proceed. The investigation still is ongoing. There are some things that we don't know now, and then there are some things that we can't say at the moment since it's ongoing. But at this point, both of these individuals are in custody. I believe their federal charges relate to kidnapping that led to murder. And so there will be certainly overlapping charges as this case goes forward. And so that's kind of where that is. So at this point, if you guys have questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
What's the relationship of Amber and Jamie Waterman?
So at this point, what we believe is that, are they husband and wife?
Yes.
Yeah, they're husband and wife.
And do we believe that Amy was the woman that was called Lucy?
Yes, we believe that Lucy was a fictitious name, an invented persona, and that Amber was the real person.
What was the name of the baby again?
The baby's name was Valkyrie Grace Willis.
Valkyrie Grace Willis?
Yes, sir.
And can you go into more detail about where they were found? How far from that handy stop in Maysville?
Well, at this point, the bodies were recovered in the state of Missouri, and so I won't go any further than that, but they were recovered in Missouri.
We have heard rumors that the Watermans were trying to adopt. They were struggling to have a child. Is that something that you guys can confirm?
I don't know that.
I do not know that at this point.
I guess talk about, I know you guys posted like they met online. How to talk about the nature of how these two met and the relationship, Ashley and the Watermans.
Well, I think that's going to be an ongoing issue. I've certainly, heard things reported on that. And, facts are still developing at this point. Interviews are still being done. So I can't say more beyond that. Then they did meet online. I believe that's already been reported, that they did meet that way. And so that's all I know at this point.
What time and date were the bodies found?
I don't have exact times. They were. I can't give you that information right now to be exact on it. I believe 2 separate days they were found, one yesterday and one today, and I can't really get into details on that at this point.
Can you say was Ashley found today and the baby found yesterday? Can you tell us which two were found what days?
Baby was found yesterday and Miss Bush was found today.
How close were they to each other in proximity?
I don't think we want to get into that. I think that's going to be an investigative detail that's going to become important later.
Can you say whether they cut the baby out or?
We don't want to get into that at this point for investigative reasons. It's still ongoing, and so facts have to be developed. But clearly the baby was not found with the mother.
Do you know what was used to kill both Ashley and the baby?
At this point, what I can say for the mother is we believe at this point investigation leads us to believe that it was a gunshot wound.
Yes.
And so I think beyond that, that's all we can say now.
There's autopsies that will be conducted and there'll be official reports on that at some point. But like the prosecutor said, we believe the manner of death certainly is probably going to be gun related.
Nathan, do you think that each of the 2 suspects should be charged with 2 counts of murder?
Yeah, well, in Arkansas, if you kill a pregnant woman, then you can be charged with 2 counts of murder. So certainly in the state of Arkansas, I would charge them with 2 counts of homicide. Now, that's all going to have to be worked out jurisdictionally. And it could be, the fact could be that multiple different jurisdictions can bring charges in this case. So if the facts develop as in a way that justifies bringing charges here in Benton County, we would charge in that fact pattern for 2 murders, because you can in the state of Arkansas do that.
Was there any evidence, can y'all say, that there was an effort to keep the baby alive?
I don't know that. I don't know those details.
So why is Jamie being charged? I know Amber is the one that the fiance has talked about. Why is Jamie being charged?
Well, at this point, law enforcement have reason to believe that both of them were involved in this crime. And obviously, as the facts play out and the investigation continues, we'll know the extent of that involvement for both of them. But evidence is at this point that there was reason to hold both of them for charges.
When will they be in court?
I'm not sure in federal court in Missouri when they will appear, but I'm sure that will be relatively soon. They'll have to make a bond decision soon.
So they're in Montgomery County Jail?
Yes.
Do you know if they died in Arkansas or in Missouri?
We're still determining that. I think the investigation will lead us there. That's obviously going to be a very important detail in how the case gets charged. At this point, we know that the bodies were found in the state of Missouri. The investigation will help us know exactly where the deaths occurred.
And when do you, the jurisdiction issues, when do you expect that to be worked out?
Well, I know that in conversations I've had today, I expect to have phone calls and visit with federal prosecutors in both Arkansas and Missouri in the next several days. And so that may not be a decision we make in
All right, we are having some trouble getting the rest of that news conference, but suffice it to say that it is breaking news. They have made 2 arrests in this case, a case that we have been talking about since Monday on the disappearance of Ashley Bush. We can tell you that Amber and Jamie Waterman, this is a picture of Amber Waterman that we have now, no mugshot yet of Jamie Waterman. These are the 2 that were arrested today, or at least the announcement was today, that these 2 have been arrested on federal charges of kidnapping, which could lead to murder on a federal level. In the case of missing Ashley Bush
of
being
Ashley
missing,
Bush, yes. And the sheriff says he believes that they were murdered. Both Ashley and her unborn child were found at separate locations in Missouri. Nathan Smith, the Benton County prosecutor, says depending on the jurisdiction here and where both of those they were killed, that would end up impacting the charges. And here in Arkansas, they could potentially be charged with 2 counts of murder if it did get to that point.
Yeah, and we're not sure what the Missouri law says about if a pregnant woman is murdered with an unborn child. We're going to check on that. The prosecutor says they will also look into that part as well. And now, they're also looking into the relationship between Bush and the Watermans. That part was not revealed today. That's still part of the investigation, how these 2 knew each other other than meeting online earlier this year, or earlier this month.
The one thing we did just learn is that the sheriff said that Amber Waterman was the woman pretending to be Lucy, which we had heard from Ashley Bush's fiance, Josh Willis, that was the woman she was in the truck with on Monday, the last time that Ashley was seen alive, and they took off from that handy stop in Maysville.
And they also said that the manner of death, at least for Ashley, was gunshot. Now, they did not say how the unborn baby died, but they did say that the bodies of both were found separately in separate locations. So
let's go back to that press conference now. It appears we have that video working again for you.
Initial reports fairly quickly. Formal reports will come later.
Can you guys confirm any of that they met on social media and a job interview or so? Is there anything that you guys can confirm about the fiance story?
Yeah, so basically what I know now, based on the information that we know now, I think that is accurate, that it was a meeting online and that it was a job interview that Ashley believed that she was going to. I can confirm that's what the evidence tells us now. Now, what's important to remember is that this is still early, right? We have an obligation to tell the public what we know at this point so they can know that you know, we have unfortunately found them and they were murdered. Based on the evidence we know now, but it is ongoing, and so facts can change, or our understanding of what the facts are can change based on the investigation. But as I stand here now, I believe that's accurate, that she did believe that she was going to meet someone for help with a job interview.
And has there been what happened? Because I know she was dropped off for the interview in the morning, and she was seen in the afternoon. Any evidence of what might have happened in between those hours?
I don't know. We're still sorting through that. We have a lot of facts and information, so it will take us a little while to figure out exactly what happened and where.
And I should also point out, too, saying that people have been arrested for a crime, I also have to point out that they are innocent until proven guilty. So an arrest is not proof of guilt. That will be weighed out in a court of law.
Do you know if there was a struggle?
I don't.
What would you like to tell people who, like this could happen to anyone?
Yeah.
And you can trust people, but at the end of the day, things happen.
Like what Nathan was saying, there's evil in our world, and this is a safe place to live. But that doesn't mean evil can't happen here. You should always be vigilant and make sure that you're taking care of your loved ones and yourself, and meeting strangers that you've met online at any aspect is dangerous in itself when you don't know who they are. So we just advise people to be very cautious on people you don't know, regardless of what you're meeting them for.
We appreciate everybody coming out. I know that there's a lot of questions that everybody has, and hopefully there'll be more information to share in the near future. But feel free to ask questions at a later date. If we do get more information that we can share, certainly we will. But thank you for coming out.
So as you heard, the baby was found a day before Ashley was found, and Ashley had died from a gunshot wound. So let's talk a little bit more about Amber, aka Lucy. She has some alarming TikToks and Facebook posts, to say the least.
You know what? I went to Target today and I figured something out while standing in line. I am mean. I am mean as hell. If everything that I thought came out of my mouth, I wouldn't be fit to be around anybody. Hell, I'm probably not fit to be around anybody right now. Doesn't take much to piss me off. I'm less tolerant. And I think that 99.9% of the people around me are stupid. I'm just mean. I'm meaner than hell.
She talks about being pregnant. She posts a sonogram photo not long ago that says, she's preparing to do this on her own, but how tough it's going to be, which there's a lot of suspicion if this sonogram was ever real because you can't make out a name. It looks like one that perhaps you could just pull off the internet. But we also know she's married. So when I first saw this, my first thought was, oh, her and her husband must be separated. And if she's not really pregnant, she's posting this sonogram saying, I'm prepared to do this on my own, as a way to lure him back in, saying, I'm pregnant, stay with me, which perhaps maybe it worked, because not long later, she posts another Facebook post where she's talking about how excited they are and talking about her boys and how excited they are to grow their family and this and that. So at this point, if she lured him back in and he thinks there's a baby on board, or that they're going to have a baby for whatever reason, she's got to deliver on that if she wants to keep her man, right? In her mind, she's thinking, well, crap, now I really have to get a baby. So let's talk about the red flags that are still, waving largely for me. In that press conference, a reporter asked the sheriff or the police officer, whoever he was, she asked if it was true that Amber and her husband Jamie were trying to actively adopt. So, I have a few things with that. Were they trying to adopt because they couldn't really have a baby? Was he in on this and she posted the fake sonogram because they were planning to adopt this whole time, or potentially steal a baby? Because here's what's not making sense to me. We know that Ashley met Lucy for that interview on Friday, the first one. Josh went with her to that interview. So, could be just a overprotective, doting husband, sure. I've never had my husband go with me to a job interview, regardless the job. Ever. So that strikes me as odd a little bit. Let me know what you think. But the fact that Ashley was going to meet Lucy for this job interview and Josh came with her kind of feels weird. It was also mentioned that there was a lot of paperwork given to Ashley at that job interview, which if you've ever gone to any job interview, usually you have an application, maybe a background check, maybe some references that you have to fill out, some forms. But when do you have piles of paperwork to fill out? So as I mentioned before, could this have been some sort of underground adoption situation, especially now hearing that a reporter asked if it was true that Amber and Jamie had been trying to adopt? We don't know what company Lucy or Amber, whatever her name is, was pretending to work for in New Jersey. We just know that she didn't work for them. But I'm curious, was that company an agency? And if so, that would make this a lot more interesting. Could Lucy have been pretending to work for them? Could this have been a private adoption or something that went wrong because perhaps Ashley and Josh had a change of heart? Because also remember this. Remember how in Josh's interview, I talked about how he said they offered to help us out, then they took off, and that it seemed weird that he was saying it plural? Another piece of that interview, when I watched it back again, caught my attention. He says, I wish that they would just turn themselves in.
I cannot believe that they offered to help us all out and then they took off with their... I wish they would just either turn themselves in or bring Ashley back home to us to where we know they're all safe and that her and the baby aren't harmed.
That is a very odd thing to say about a singular person. Wouldn't you think that you would say, I wish she would just come back and turn herself in. I wish she would just tell the truth. She offered to help us. She offered to do all this. Then she just took off with my wife or my fiance, rather than they offered to help us. They then took off. I wish they would turn themselves in. And I could be completely off base here. And please tell me what you think in the comments. But to me, it almost feels like Josh knew who these people were. And that there was some sort of connection, that there was something, some sort of, I don't know, relationship, agreement, I don't know. But for him to go with Ashley to the job interview, for there to be piles of paperwork, for then her to have this follow-up interview on Monday, he drops her off, then picks her up, but they speed off, and just his verbiage with referring to them in a plural state and saying, you know, she was trustworthy, I thought she was a good person. Something feels weird here. Because here's my 2 cents on it. Don't get me wrong, I think that Amber was lying about being pregnant. I think that she was targeting pregnant women. I think that's why she was posting and soliciting in all of those Facebook groups and trying to basically, you know, bait someone to where she could then lure them in and take their child, whether it was financially motivated, selfishly motivated, whatever the reason may be and whatever those details are. However, if she went to such great lengths to execute this master plan, and they had their first meeting on Friday, she warms Ashley up a bit. Sure, she's like, okay, second interview for this fictitious job. Then they meet on Monday, and she picks her up from the Handy Mart, and then they drive off Monday morning. Why on earth would you come all the way back? You've got her now. You and your husband have got her. You are far away. Josh isn't expecting her back until the late afternoon. Like, you are clear and golden. Why come back to the meeting spot that you were supposed to drop her off at 3 just to then drive the other direction? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It almost feels as though they were driving back after a secondary meeting or whatever that is. Perhaps Ashley in the car said, you know, I had a change of heart, or Josh had a change of heart. We can't do this. We thought we could because we are struggling so much financially, but we can't. And then before she got out of the car, before the drop off happened, Amber realized she's losing her chance at this, that this is, her whole plan is falling apart, whether her husband was in on it or not. And if he wasn't, realizing she's going to lose her husband too. And then instead of letting her out, she hits the gas and she takes off. I just don't understand how else she would think it's a smart move to drive all the way back to the meeting spot. It just is not making sense. There are also some very interesting connections on Facebook that are just speculation and conspiracy at this point, so I don't want to dive too much into them. But there's another woman on Facebook who was a part of that same group who apparently was liking all of Lucy's posts. She's mutual friends with husband Josh on Facebook. Also, Josh's brother had liked that post, remember I mentioned? When Ashley went missing, the brother and the brother's girlfriend apparently didn't post anything about the disappearance, almost like they didn't think that she had disappeared because maybe there was an agreement or an arrangement. And again, I could be way, way off. And regardless what the situation is, a woman and her unborn child are now dead. And that is a problem, and that is heartbreaking and disgusting and tragic. I'm just curious as to what the circumstances are here, and if there is more than meets the eye. That's what I'm wondering. In the press conference, they said they don't believe that anybody else is responsible besides these two people and that there's no co-conspirators. We've heard that before. A lot of the times they'll say that because they don't want to spook the other person or because they're still investigating. They also have made it very clear that this is still an ongoing investigation, and that's why they cannot say too much. Now, if I would assume if this were cut and dry, they got their guy, they have the bodies, they know the method of murder, it's a wrap. It's not an open investigation anymore, it's a wrap. You've got everything you need. So why be so secretive? Unless there are still puzzle pieces to this huge jigsaw puzzle that you're trying to figure out. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will keep you updated as we learn more because this is literally breaking minute by minute, which who knows, we probably will have some updates actually by the time this video actually gets uploaded to YouTube. So double check the comment section just in case, because if there are updates, I will pin the update in the caption or in the comment section. So check down there just in case. So again, we might have updates, I don't know, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm really curious to know your thoughts on this. Do you think there's more that meets the eye? Do you think that there is some other weirdness happening in here and that maybe, you know, it's not as cut and dry as we think? Or do you think it is? And do you think that this really is just a, you know, copycat version in a way of the Taylor Parker and Reagan Hancock situation where this woman had her eyes set and her, you know, purpose and goal set on finding a pregnant woman so that she could extract the baby and pass it off as her own to keep her man? What do you think? Or maybe a little bit of both. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks again for tuning in. Until the next one, stay safe. Bye.